Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, Joe. And in today's video, I want to teach you 3 more important grammar points and help you remember them. I'm going to help you with some stories and some questions. And don't worry, at the end of the video, I'll give you the answers. All right? So let's get started. So the first grammar point that I want to talk to you about has to do with the word slept. A lot of students, they say things like, I slept early. That sounds like they know what they're talking about, but it is incorrect. We don't say that. What we say is, I went to bed early. Okay? All right? This is confusing for many students because we do say, I woke up early. That's fine. But we don't say, I slept early. Okay? That's wrong. I went to bed early is right. Okay? That's the first one. Number 2 has to do with the word city. Sometimes students make mistakes and they put city in the name of their city. Okay? So they'll say things like, I'm from Tehran City, or I'm from Chicago City. That is wrong. We don't say that. We only say the word city if it is actually part of the title. For example, Mexico City. You have to say Mexico City because Mexico is the name of the country and the city. So you have to differentiate. So Mexico City is right. Quebec City is right. And we also say New York City commonly, all right, because it is in New York State. All right, so know those differences. Now, the third grammar point that I want to talk to you has to do with the word means. Many times students, when they're asking questions, and I love questions, don't stop asking questions, but they'll ask, what means And they'll say a word that they don't know. So, for instance, what means apple? That's wrong. We don't say it that way. You have to say, what does apple mean? Okay? What does table mean? That's how we phrase it. That's the correct way. All right? Now that you've come this far, I want to give you the first secret code in this video. The secret codes are important because I want you to send me a direct message on Instagram at Teacher Joe Crossman with these secret codes. When you send me the secret codes, then I know that you've watched the whole video. You're not a lazy student. I should help you more. That's how I tell the difference between great students and lazy students. All right? So, the first secret code is, I have never been to Quebec City. All right. Now, let's keep going and go to the stories and questions part. So the first story, story A. I was so exhausted yesterday, so I went to bed early. Yesterday, we hiked for an hour, swam for an hour, and I drove for 3 hours. I usually hit the sack around midnight, but last night I went to bed around 9 o'clock. That's the story. Now, here are the questions. See if you can remember. Number 1, what word means really tired? Number 2, what did I do because of how tired I was? And number 3, what idiom means go to bed? All right? So you can either write those answers down below, or you can send them to me a message on Instagram, or just write them in a notebook and check them at the end of the video. Here is story B. 20 years ago, my friends and I went to Mexico. The 2 main places we visited were the capital, Mexico City, and Oaxaca. The National Museum was absolutely amazing. It blew us away. All right, so here are the questions for story B. Number 1, when did I go to Mexico? Number 2, where did we visit in Mexico other than Oaxaca? And number 3, what did I love? And question 4, what idiom means it really impressed us? All right, I hope you got all those answers. Here is story C. My class was just about to write an essay. The directions included things like how much time and the format. One student asked, "What does double-spaced mean?" Okay, that's the whole story. Now, before I give you the questions to story C, I'm going to give you the second secret code. The second secret code is, I usually go to bed around midnight. All right? So you know what to do. Send me a message on Instagram and send me that secret code. Don't write it down below. Here are the questions for story C. Number 1, what did my class have to write? Number 2, who asked a question? And number 3, what did my student ask? All right? So those are the 3 questions. I hope you got them. Remember, you use the grammar taught in this video to answer those questions in full sentences. All right. So now, as I promised, I'm going to give you the answers to all these questions. Okay? So get your notebook and see if you got the right answers. Back to story A. A1. All right. What word means really tired? The word that means really tired is exhausted. Number 2, what did I do because of how tired I was? I went to bed early. And number 3, what idiom means go to bed? The idiom that means go to bed is hit the sack. All right, let's go to the story B questions. When did I go to Mexico? I went to Mexico about 20 years ago. Number 2, where did we visit in Mexico other than Oaxaca? We went to Mexico City. And number 3, what did I love? I love the National Museum. And number 4, what idiom means it really impressed us? The idiom that means it really impressed us, what is, it blew us away. All right. Let's go to the questions for story C. What did my class have to write? They had to write an essay. Number 2, who asked a question? One of my students asked a question. And number 3, what did my student ask? He asked me, what does double-spaced mean? Okay? So those are all the answers. Now you've finished this lesson, and that's great, but I want you to continue, so I'm going to put a link right here, and if you click on that link, you'll be taken to another video so you can keep listening to my voice, you can see my beard, and you can keep on learning. That's the most important thing. And by the way, Would you like to visit Mexico? That's it for now. See you later.